Go ahead.
Welcome to Look Around Florida. Sean will be up next.
How y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Look Around Florida. All your news and history regarding Florida. Excuse me. Hey Keith, good to see you, buddy. Please share this episode. Unfortunately, Carl rescheduled, so I have our division adjutant, Rick Roberts, in the background. I put him in timeout. Use your imagination on that one. Hey, Beth, let's get more people in here. So, a lot of cool things going on throughout the division. Uh, Multiple camps are getting active. Hey, Cam, good to see you, buddy. Quite a bit of camps are out there cleaning cemeteries, getting active. You know, it's what happens when it cools down here in Florida. We come out of hiding. So, Jeff Rowe, what up? All right, this way me and Rick Roberts don't get in trouble later. Hey, Dylan, how you doing? Hey, Bobby, how you doing tonight, sir? Starting to get populated, so. Hey, Linda, Roy, good to see you, sir. Like I was saying earlier, Carl Jones rescheduled tonight, so we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him back on at a later date. Where is one, two? Alrighty, November 14th. I have one of the Kennedy brothers coming on, Ronnie Kennedy. He's going to let us know what's going up on national and stuff of that nature. So without ado, here is Rick Roberts. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. I see Confederate supporters of Ohio's in the chat. Hey, hopefully you got that info that I DM'd you. So hopefully you are able to get in touch with National and get that squared away. So we got Keith, Beth, Kim, Jeffro, Delyn, Bobby, Linda, Roy in the house.
Hey there.
So what kind of new stuff going on with Division lately?
Well, yeah, we continue to work on recruitment. That still continues to be, our number one focus overall.
Yeah.
Everybody should that put in for the recruitment grant should have gotten their checks by now. If you didn't, then we should know about it, or you should contact me or Commander Hart. There were I sent you the list of the camps that.
Correct, sir. I have it pulled up.
Okay, you want to put that up? Those are the camps that received the grants.
Yeah, the following camps are the Kirby Smith Camp 1209, this podcast, General William Wing Lawful Camp 1316, J.J. Dickerson Camp, Finley's Brigade Camp, and Captain Williston Stephen Camp 2041, and General James Patterson Addison Camp. Hey, I know I butchered that one, but I can't, Moose on SCV chat butchers more stuff than I do.
There you go. The thing is, that's a really short list, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But every camp that put in for the grants was awarded their grant. Nobody was declined. we set aside $10,000 for recruiting grants, and we spent less than 2,000, which is, it's kind of sad that, a lot of that money went back in that nobody put in for. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it again next year. I talked to Commander Hart. That's kind of our plan, is to try to do it at least one more time. We want to make sure that the grants, our goal is that this grant is for camps to use in recruiting, like at gun shows, county fairs, anywhere where we're face to face with people. We're going to be a little more specific next year on what we want to use it for. We're not looking to use it for flag sites. We're not looking to use it for flag sites. We're looking to use it for things like banners, things to hand out, printed material, either, cards, pamphlets, things related to your camp. One of the things we did at Kirby Smith was we did keychains like this. I don't know if you can see that. It's got our camp logo on it with our email address and our camp website on it. And now we don't give those to everybody, but people who show up who express an interest that we think would follow through, would be somebody who is really interested in joining, we would give them one, stuff like that. But those are the things that we would encourage people to put in for grants for, and so hopefully people will, in this next, between now and our reunion next year, we'll be thinking about maybe putting in for grants next year. And speaking of the reunion next year, while we're talking about that, we've already made the decision that we will have our reunion the first Saturday of June in Trenton, at same place as last year, just like we did this year. So we're gonna do the 1-day Trenton reunion, and the reason for that is we're trying to save folks money since Nationals reunion is in South Carolina this year. It's close, so we want to encourage as many people as possible to attend Nationals reunion since it's close. The following year it's in Texas. That's a long one. That's quite the haul to go out there. So we know that most people won't want to make that trip, but we would encourage you to make this South Carolina trip if you can. So that was one of the main factors in saying we're going to do this one in Trenton, do the 1 day to try to keep the cost down so that people can go to the National. National's a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean, you said that was your first official one.
Yep, exactly.
Last year. And, I know you had a great time.
Oh, boy, it was a blast.
So, and they're all like that. They're all like that. It's always a good time. It's good to meet guys from all and their wives, their families, from all over. And to talk to people from other divisions, find out what they're doing, get ideas from them. It's encouraging, and it's just a good time. So, anybody, if you're only going to do it once, this would be a good one to go to. Who knows when we'll have another one close? We just had one in Georgia a couple years ago. Florida's was in 2020. I don't know when we'll have another one that'll be this close, anytime in the near future. So, I would encourage you to go.
Yeah, we just did Arkansas.
Yeah, that was a bit of a haul.
But hey, it was a venture getting to it.
Yeah, it was. Not as much of an adventure as Victor had, but it was.
The only man I know could touch all southern states in about a week. No, a few days.
Oh, the other thing, back to talking about recruitment.
Yeah.
I looked at the numbers for the division today. According to National, the Florida division stands right now at 1,183 members.
That seems kind of low.
Well, you got to remember now, we've just gone through.
COVID and all that.
Well, no, actually, last year, our division annual report, our membership was at 1,205. That was our official number at the end of the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as people re-upping, we have lost some people through either those that have crossed over the river. We've lost a few that way. Some have not renewed. So really, I mean, we're only talking about a deficit of 22 at this point. Now we have had new members join in the last few months, so that's made up some of those that haven't rejoined. But really, we're not that bad off. I mean, we're only 22 behind as a division. We've got several camps that had 100% retention, which is great. Unfortunately, not every camp's there, but mm-hmm. Most camps have done very well on their retention this year. So, that's something for us to be proud of as a division. We have done pretty well on retention. So we just need to continue our recruiting efforts. Like I said, 22 people. If we can do as a division, if we recruit more than 22 people between now and June 30th, we'll be ahead of where we were last year. That's not that many people. And I feel confident that we will be ahead come June 30th of where we were last year. Most divisions are shrinking. Florida, for the last few years, we've been growing. So I hope that our trend continues in that way. And I'm anticipating that we will. So
yeah,
I would encourage people to continue to go out and talk to people, continue to spread the good word, continue to, hand people pamphlets, hand people flyers, hand people, don't be shy. You would be surprised. Most people, very few don't want to hear about it. It's not as off limits as people want to think it is.
Correct.
Yeah, Arcadia Group. Oh, speaking of which, we've got probably let's see how many new camp. We got the new camp at Ponce de Leon that's come on. We've got Safety Harbor. We have a new camp there. We've got probably one of our old camps down at Okeechobee is going to be resurrected.
Yep.
Coming up. So, so we're adding camps back. I think we're going in the right direction. We just need to continue, to get out there, and we need to continue to talk to people and encourage people, to join. And I think we're seeing positive results from it. We just, yeah, I understand. In Ohio, you're kind of handicapped up there, and but you can only do what you can do. Bobby, I do have your pamphlets that you asked for, and I'll try to get those out to you in the coming week.
Cool. See, this is why we got Rick on tonight, so you guys can directly ask him questions and find out what's going on with the division. So what kind of tools is 1209 using for recruitment?
Well, Chris Bunton put together a packet that we give out. We've got a big plastic envelope, basically a big Ziploc bag that that Florida history book that you talked about that you gave out. That's one of the things that's in it.
Actually, I got it right here.
You got one
Just
right
give me a
there,
second.
and you
Well,
can. And the state of Florida will give this book to you for free. I'll send you this book here. You can order it, Sean, and you've got the address for that, right?
I don't have the well,
Or
it's
the phone
I'm sure
number.
the address is on the box.
Yeah, there's and maybe you could put that up on the division Facebook page.
What, the book?
No, the address.
Oh, okay.
Uh, there is a an address in Tallahassee, and if Sean can't, I'll find it and I can put it on the division Facebook page. That they will mail you those a case of those books for free, as long as you're doing it for educational purposes.
Yeah, 'cause, I've been trying to get back in touch with them because they have one on the Seminole War.
Yep. But that book there that Sean just held up is specifically for the Civil War in Florida, and it goes through and it lists basically every battle that was fought throughout the state.
Battles and skirmishes.
And it lists every county and what happened in every county. It's really interesting. It's a very good book. Yeah. And it's a good tool to hand to people because a lot of people don't know. I gave a talk last year over in Columbia County at a private school there, and I handed them out to the kids in Lake City. And the kids were amazed whenever they looked it up and they realized that Lake City, Florida at that time was known as Alligator, Florida, that it wasn't Lake City, it was Alligator. Now, no one had ever told them that the name of their town was different back then. So, just little facts like that get kids interested. So,
yeah.
But it's a great book. That's one of the things that's in there. We always put an old Confederate veteran magazine in there so that people can see what the magazine is that they get. There's a
division brochure and a
division brochure is in there. There's an SCV brochure in there. There's an SCV application in there. We put a lineage chart in there, and that's pretty much the standard stuff that's in there for them. And we there's an information sheet on the cost breakdown on what everything is. So they understand, it's $40 goes to national, $15 goes to division, what the camp fee is, and each camp, of course, has its own fee, and they're different for whatever camp you're at. But it just goes through that and it lists everything. And then it tells them, there's contact information, both email and my phone number's in there, so that they can call me. And if they have any questions I make myself available to contact. If they don't know who their Confederate ancestor is, they contact me and I help them with their genealogy. I do that too. And if they can't, and I also help them document their the Confederate ancestry. If they don't know who their Confederate ancestor is, I'll find their Confederate ancestor. So, well, we could put a friends of in there, but normally we're trying to get them in, and if they try to get in and we can't, and we have to go to the friends of the SCV app, then we do that. But our main goal is to, of course, get people in as full members first, and then we use the friends of the SCV as a fallback. Not, we always try to do the first.
That's a good idea, Bobby. With your packet, put a stick flag.
Small stick flag. That you could do that too. Usually, I could tell you on our cart we have cups that are stuffed with those small flags that we give out. A couple of our members have sons that are there that are in that 12-year 11, 10, 11, 12-year-old range, we hand them the flags, and they have a wonderful time handing those flags out. That keeps them engaged and involved. And nobody gets mad at a 10 or 12-year-old kid handing them a Confederate flag. Not like they do if it's one of us doing it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the things that we do in our packet that are
Cool.
a lot of. Kim, did I miss anything? If I did, let me know.
You got Kim and Keith in the chat.
I got Kim and Keith. One of them will correct me.
Yep. Yeah, because with my camp, we got a Thunder in the Glades event coming up in January. No, February. And we were invited back. So they love us. So see how it goes this year. If we'll get anybody. I mean, last year, very small attendance, just in general. So they moved it up to February, and we'll see how that goes. Even the people that put on the event are hoping for a better turnout this year.
Yeah, I know we've got the Yesteryear Festival in January at Gold Head State Park.
Mm-hmm.
We were there last year. They've invited us to come back this year. And we took our cannon and our muskets and fired the cannon. I think 3 or 4 times. They had us on a schedule of when we would fire it, and so we had the big crowd around to watch us fire it, and had muskets on a schedule, so people would show up for us to fire volleys of muskets, and and then of course we had people, and we were dressed in our period uniforms, and so we would engage the crowd and use that for recruitment, and talk to people and stuff like that.
I'm trying to read what Kim just put in.
He's telling you he appreciates that you. He appreciates you notifying him of the passing of a compatriot's wife.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Kim. Not a problem, sir. Yeah, that was Mr. Jones' wife. She was very active in the OCR and all over in this area. So, Kim, do you need his address to send a card or anything? Just DM me. I'll make sure you get that. Oh, that's right. Interment. No. I don't know which one is your active on.
He said you sent it to him.
Oh, I did? Okay. That's good, Kim. Good. As I said, some of us are getting older. We need to start doing whatever we need to do to attract the younger generation.
Well, depends on what you refer to as the younger generation. Younger than us, or
yeah.
Most men, when they're in their 20s and 30s, they're busy with their family. They're really not interested in their history and all that. It's usually once they have to get into their usually their mid 40s and 50s before this becomes something that would be important to them. That's what I see, more often than not. I mean, now there is the outliers, and it's good when we get them, but the vast majority of us are, before people join this crew, is normally a little older.
Right. But we do
Yeah,
get,
like David says, it's a predictable trend that people under about the age of 40 won't be particularly interested. Yeah, because they're just busy. They're busy with kids and everything else. Life gets in the way. It's usually once they get older, then they start, when they get freed up, and then they can do stuff like this. And so, when they realize that the career ain't everything, and kids are older and can take care of themselves, and but we do need to continue our recruiting. We do, like I said, we do need to continue talking to people. We do need to. Yeah, well, Jeffrey, like I said, there are outliers. There are people that in their 20s, this is their thing.
Yeah,
but that's the exception. That's not, you're the exception. You're exceptional.
No, that's
He's
me
exceptional.
And Jeffro. That's me and Jeffro, because I joined when I was 18 years old.
Yeah, and there are guys that will. I mean, Yep. People that.
That's like my grandfather used to say, "Yeah, you're only as old as how you feel." So I asked him one day, "How do you feel today?" I feel like I'm 20. Then 3 hours later, I asked him how old he felt. He said 70.
Yeah, that's true. It can change throughout the day for sure.
So you have a cool event coming up in Jacksonville?
Which one? Our Lee Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah, our Lee Jackson is scheduled for January the 21st.
Stand by. I have it right. Yep. There we go.
Yep. It's the 21st at 5:00. It's at Maggiano's Italian restaurant. Our keynote speaker will be Carl Jones, who was supposed to be speaking tonight here. He will. He's running for Army of Tennessee Commander. Most likely, he is the front runner. So I assume he will probably be the Army of Tennessee Commander when all is said and done. Mm-hmm. Just like a lot of the past CI commanders in chief, I think Carl's probably one of those guys who is a future commander in chief. And a lot of those guys, as on their way up, come through and does the Lee Jackson for Kirby Smith. So if you want to meet one of these guys while he's these guys and before he becomes one of those guys that's up there at the top, why don't you try to come on out and meet him at our Lee Jackson? Carl's a very personable guy. If you haven't met him, I don't think he's ever met a stranger. He is one of the most knowledgeable people that you can be around. He is a wealth of information, and he has a great sense of humor, and is someone that is a lot of fun to talk to. So I would just, if you're able to, I would encourage you to try to attend this Lee Jackson. David, you ain't lying. He is a constitutional stalwart because he knows the Constitution backwards and forwards, and I have learned a lot listening to him. He'll also tell you that the best book in the world to read is a book called Albion's Seed. If you ever want to learn about people and why people do what they do, and that would be the book to read. And I'll tell you what, I read it, and it changes the way you look at people. It's one of those books on Audible. You can listen to it. Yeah, it is. Those are good books too, or good ones to read.
So, yeah, we got that coming up. Yeah, we got, okay, this event coming up, January 20th, Finley's Brigade.
Yeah, that would be the day before. You could go see Thomas Jesse as General Lee. So you can go eat in Tallahassee, then you can come on over to Jacksonville. You can eat again. So,
how many hour drive is it from Tallahassee to Jacksonville?
2.5. It's nothing.
True. Yeah, we got that event coming up. We also have this one coming up. Captain J.J. Dickerson Camp 1387 is proud to host the Southeastern Florida Annual Lee Jackson Dinner and Southern Heritage Celebration at 5 p.m. Saturday, January 6th at the Holiday Inn Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa, Florida. Auto guest speaker is none other than our SCV Lieutenant Commander in Chief, Mr. Walter Kennedy.
Walter. Donnie. It's Donnie.
Donnie.
And see, you can get there and you got 2 weeks to recover to make it to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
See, just think of all the SCV. You could acquire a lot of SCV knowledge in the month of January just touring the state.
Exactly.
And more more camps need to be sending in their Lee Jackson because, you could just make it just the buffet of the state that month. Just one camp after another.
Yep. Yeah, we got those events coming up. We just did Homeland. That was week ago Saturday. That was a great event and very moving for a lot of us that knew Miss Evelyn Arthur and the path that she lined up for us. You got that right, Kim. He plays a very good mean guitar.
Oh, yeah, he does. And sings too.
Yep.
That's what you need to do, Sean. You need to get him to do the song for your opening like he did for the other one.
Yeah. May not be a bad idea. Maybe do something like Swanee River or something. Something that pertained to us.
Something to do with swamps.
Oh, true. Yeah, the open video could deal with the swamp buggy carrying the battle flag through the glades.
There you go.
Yeah, because my camp, January, we are all set for the swamp buggy parade in Naples. So our banners and flags will be flying high in pride. Let me double check, make sure we got everything. I haven't got a DM from Calvin yet, have you?
Nope. No, I haven't got corrected or anything.
Oh, that's right. Something you guys did, I think it was a week ago with our Commander-in-Chief.
Oh, yeah. A week ago, the Commander-in-Chief, Jason, came down with Adam Southern to the Museum of Southern History in Jacksonville, which is they're having to relocate. The owners of their building decided that not to renew their lease, and so they're having to find another place to relocate. And in the meantime, they have allowed some of their things to go up to Nationals Museum. Among them, one of the really neat things was a pair of epaulets that actually belonged to Stonewall Jackson during the Mexican-American War.
Cool.
Yep, and a painting with those. So those, they came down to get those. There was a diorama of the Battle of Shiloh that they came down, and we loaded that up on the truck too. They took that back. I was trying to think what else was there. There was a bronze statue, a Hardy statue that they took. And there was something else.
Talking about this picture?
Yep. That was after we had everything loaded up. That would be the picture. But they took about. In fact, I saw they put a picture up from the museum of the epaulets that they already have on display there.
Yep. Give me a minute. I just found the picture.
Yeah, they're right below the picture.
I just saved it. There we go.
Yep, there they are. But those were in the museum there in Jacksonville, so they moved those up there.
Now, will the guy that takes care of the museum, once he finds a new place, it's going to be back up and rock and rolling again, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is their plan. I mean, that's what they've indicated to us. I mean, they're not SCV. I mean, they're independent from us, but I mean, they're very friendly to us, and they include us in a lot of things. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
So, have you had a chance to dive into their genealogy? Just to see what she'll count?
It's actually a woman that's in charge of it.
Wow.
Yeah, she's UDC. It's a
UDC
okay. Lady. Yeah. So, but yeah, so there is that. There is another thing that we are currently working on, which is the Soldiers Monument that was taken down in Jacksonville a couple years ago. We're still working with the Hemming family, trying to get that back from the city. That's actually a state monument, not a city monument. That monument was given to the state by the Hemming family, and
wow.
The state gave the city care of the monument, and the city council voted unanimously to return that monument to the Hemming family. And that monument is currently sitting in a city yard, for lack of a better word, ever since they took it down in the weather. And we have been working with the family trying to help get them to get the mayor's office to release it back. We have printed up a bunch of postcards, like 500 postcards that we printed up that we are going to, they're all addressed to the mayor. And we are going to be sending those to the mayor's office. We're going to be sending those out to friends and family, getting them to basically address them, put a postcard stamp on them, and send them in. And we're going to do that to anywhere around the state. So if you would like a package of 10 of them, if you would like to have friends and family, if you have friends and family that want to send these in, that will send these in, please notify me or Calvin. Let us know that you want them. We'll get them to you as long as you promise us that you'll put your name and address and put a stamp on them and put them in the mailbox for us. That's all we're asking. I mean, they're nice looking postcards. I mean, their color, we've made them look nice. And I mean, they're not derogatory. There's nothing on them that's, embarrassing. I mean, it's, please, quit holding this. Please return it to the Hemming family, like the city council unanimously voted to a year ago. Quit dragging your feet, basically. Let it go. And so if you are interested, if you would let it, please let me or let Calvin know that you want them, and we will get those to you so that we can do them. Thanks, Bobby. We'll do that. But yeah, we would really like to have them coming in from all over the state so that, they know it, because this is a state issue. As far as we're concerned, it's a division. Is there no, Linda, there's not a cutoff date, but we're going to be sending them out, and we're going to send them. Would like to get them sent in as, sooner the better, because we want to put pressure on them to get this done and have them quit holding on to this.
Right. Any updates on the women and children's monument?
No, that's currently kind of in a holding pattern. That hasn't come up lately in any of her talks, which is good.
Yeah.
Fortunately, although the mayor here is left leaning, the city council is not, and so it is. They've already cut her budget on several of the things that she wanted to do. So I think that kind of gave her pause. So I think she's kind of hopefully not done.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's realized maybe that's not going to work for her, but she hasn't said anything recently. So we're hoping to let sleeping dogs lie there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Rick, sounds like you got a lot of people hitting you up for those cards.
I'm writing it down as we do.
Well, you can put me down for Camp 2150.
Okay.
Come on, guys, speak up. Rick's willing to mail you something. Let's help him out. Jeffro.
Got you, Jeffro. Thank you. Thanks, Dylan.
Cool. Hey, Kim, you think Jim would like some? Mr. Colors? Come on, we got brothers that need help that's mobilized. Yep, you can put Jim Odell's camp in. Good point, Kim.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, just because that's kind of died down, we can't forget about that. Because those things have a way of coming back around when, in the dead of night, when they think it's forgotten. So, right now, they think they got everybody distracted with their speaker of the house thing going on. That's when they're liable to do something else.
Exactly. Dingle keys over here. This hand's doing something else.
Yeah.
So Anybody got any questions for Rick while we got him on tonight? Feel free to ask him. Cause he'll be on again next year. Holidays are coming up.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, you asked me before we came on. We were talking about last rolls, stuff like that, sending them to national.
Yeah, we were talking about correct. I know Kim mentioned something about it earlier too.
If you send your last roll to national and expect it to come back to me or expect it to go to the division chaplain, it's never going to happen. Let me tell you. If it goes to national, it does not come back to division. That's a black hole as far as we're concerned. So please, if you send something to national thinking it's going to come to us, it's not. You need to make sure that if you send a new member's information or a last roll, transfer, anything like that to national, you have to copy it to me. And if it's a last roll, you have to copy it to Kim Hoffecker as the division chaplain. Otherwise, we will not see it because it won't come back to us. National doesn't send anything back to division. So please
Correct.
make sure that as you do stuff to national, that it does get copied to us, or else we won't see it.
That brings up a good point about what me and you were talking about earlier. Yeah, how you get a new member in. Granted, you're supposed to send you a copy of the application in national, but what about payment? Do they have to wait to send you a check, or can they pay through the website?
No, they can pay through the division website. There is a link there for payment. In fact, you don't have to send me a hard copy. If you want to scan a copy of the application and send me a scanned copy, I'm fine with that. But I do need a copy of their application because the division roster, I need their address, their phone number, their email. I need all that, just like division does. So when you send me an email that just has, even if you wait until you get it back from national, and you send me their member number and their name, I've got to go track all that stuff down to add it to the roster. So I mean, I really need their application, because actually I have a file that has all our new member applications. When I'm doing my report, this lovely report at the end of the year that I love so much, chasing everybody down for, I have to go through and pull up all these applications so I know how many new members we have and all that, because I have to keep all that too. So
besides member applications, you have to keep an eye out for transfers as well, right?
I keep all those too. All the transfers. I have a copy of. Here, let me show y'all. See those boxes back there? That's all my files for the division. Plus,
wow.
Well, that's part of it. That ain't all of it. Trust me. Yeah. When I told my wife I was probably going to do this for another 2 years, she was not thrilled with it.
But she got to be an understanding woman now.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So keep in mind, guys, if you any type of records you're sending to national,
I need a copy.
Unless you put Rick Roberts' email address on it,
I don't get it.
He does not get it.
Mm-mm.
So keep that in mind, guys. That's something that they do not talk about when you do the commander and adjutant's training. They just tell you how to to do the national stuff. They don't tell you about the Army and and your division stuff.
Yeah, because all they just they care about getting their records. They don't, but they expect me to get mine too. So
Yep. So that's food for thought, guys. If you're a camp commander or an adjutant. So, anything new? Anything else new that's coming up around the corner, Rick? Besides
no,
the
I think
union?
I think we finally got past the busy season of getting everybody renewed. Um, we haven't after the first of the year we'll have to start putting together an elections committee, because this year at state reunion we will have elections, so that's something that the division commander will have to do. Good evening, Commander Boshears. Yep, see, the commander was an adjutant, or his camp, or it may still even be his camp adjutant. So he knows this adjutant gig is a lot of work.
I know. I'm starting a box for my camp.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're over the hump as far as the getting everybody re-upped and doing all that. We're kind of in this getting ready for the holiday modes and getting through that. But as soon as the new year starts, like I said, it's election year, so we'll have to start getting ready for the reunion elections.
Yep.
Still camp adjutant. We'll be the division adjutant. Woohoo! You're a glutton for punishment. Come on in. The water's fine.
Exactly.
But we'll so we'll have to start that with the and then we'll start getting stuff ready for our division reunion. We'll have to start planning that, along with putting together awards.
Yeah.
And then that's the other thing. It won't be long, and camps will be needing to submit their early awards. If you got heritage awards, remember those go in early. If you've got, if you're doing, if you're putting in for camp of the year, those are early. So anything like that, make sure you're on track. So don't do that. Don't get behind for those. Keep your dates up. And if you're, just even the regular awards, especially like I said, this is the year, being in South Carolina. So if you're going to go, get your people some national awards.
Yeah.
If they've earned them, make sure that they get them, so that, people appreciate those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know me and you talked about this up in Arkansas. What does it take for I know a lot of people that are talking are involved with this, the Graves Award.
The Graves Award. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question, because I'm on the Graves committee. The Graves committee right now is Kelly Crocker and I. We're on the division Graves committee. The Graves Award, there's only one per year per division, so it's not an easy award to get. But it's a lot of work. You have to go through and you have to identify 10 unmarked Confederate graves that are not on the list. We have a list of Confederate graves in the state, so you have to find 10 that aren't on there, which every year it gets harder because we're fine. We got guys that are out there looking. So then you have to get headstones for 2 and put in. So that gets harder every year too, because we're putting them in. As you saw, you were at that thing last month where how many was David and them celebrating putting in?
I think we celebrated 104.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot. So we're putting a lot in. So let's keep on keeping on with that. So people need to be looking at that. But you need to be in touch with me. 106.
Thanks to Led 106.
So if you're doing that stuff, you need to be in touch with Kelly, because Kelly's in charge of it. Kelly needs to know what you're doing. Kelly needs to know what you're working on. Kelly needs to know that you're busy doing it. Make yourself known.
Yeah.
If you're interested, if that's an award that you're interested in.
Yeah, because speaking of that, one thing we're going to start doing at our camp meetings, because with the Guardian program, you got to take care of a Confederate soldier. You got to visit it 4 times, at least 4 times a year,
4 times a year,
and Confederate Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm.
So
make sure it's clean. You have to make sure it's clean. You take care of it. You make sure there's a flag on it on Confederate Memorial Day.
Yep.
I mean, you're taking guardianship. You're making sure that it's taken care of, because there so many of our Confederate soldiers, their family doesn't even know where it is, or that they're related. So they're our family. We're taking care of it.
Correct. Yeah, because the one thing we're doing at my camp, every quarter, the people that are registered for the guardianship will get in front of the camp, and that's our program. Be talking about that soldier. Good way to perk interest up. Now, David. Now, I know a couple of those cemeteries. I've got a workaround that. I've been putting in bonnie blue flags. Rick, I let you take that one from Bobby.
Bobby, who'd they send them into? Bobby, do me a favor. Just send me their names.
Yeah, because I enjoyed the Guardian program.
Yeah, you and I'll work that out with you, Bobby. We'll get it taken care of.
I don't know. Dave, I haven't ran into that problem. I know there's some restrictions on a couple cemeteries that I do where they don't want the battle flag. Anything other than the battle flag, they're fine with.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with anybody with a bonnie blue.
Yeah. First national flag, bonnie blue, Polk's flag. The list goes on.
Yeah, but if I think it's an issue, I always just put a bonnie blue, because that's just no one ever has an issue with that one.
Correct.
Because most people don't even know what it is. Yeah, First National, they usually don't have a problem because they don't know what it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, Roy, I haven't ran into that problem down there because I don't have any state or federal cemeteries down in the Glades. And we do got state and federal land.
Yeah.
Really? For a church?
Yeah. Well.
That's a good one, Bobby. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Anybody got any questions for me or Rick? You guys are used to seeing me Tuesday night, but you're not used to seeing Rick. So feel free to ask questions.
David, David, on your question, I would say ask the church if they would, tell them you understand, about the battle flag, and ask them. I'd ask for permission to put a Bonnie blue and see what they said. If they said no, and all they allow you to do is put an American, I'd put an American. I mean, the current American flag is not the American flag they fought against.
Correct.
So. Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah. There's a few places to take a look into. I know a camp commander close by me. He deals with Ruffin Flag Company. I do. Me personally, I deal with U.S. Flag Company at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
That Webster's discount Confederate. If you, you got to buy a bunch, but if you want to buy, a gross of the little cemetery flags and split them among your camp, that's a good way to get those cemetery flags. You can get.
Do they Rick? Are those the ones with the long poles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah. And they come in boxes with TJ Jackson and I split. I think we ordered 72 flags and split them between the two of us.
Right.
So that way we each had them and we got an assortment of them, so we just split them between us.
Thank you for that compliment, Linda.
Yeah. I am no Carl Jones. I know that. So.
Yep, me neither.
Yeah.
I couldn't be on their show playing a guitar. And I got a video of that too.
Oh, Kim, as far as being in the Florida division, I'll have to check with Kelly. If not in the Florida division, I'm sure he's going to want them close.
Oh, okay, that's good to know, Dylan, that they are $1 a piece through Ruffin. All right, Rick. I just want to say thank you for your taking time out.
I enjoyed it. Like always.
Yeah, gave a little update for these gentlemen and ladies. So they, a lot of us in South Florida, we don't get a chance to see you and ask questions. So this is a good time to do it. Rick,
all right, Kim, that's true. We do share the same hairstyle. That's true.
All right, guys. We're going to call it a night. We're going to end it on one of the. You know what? Where's the video? Okay, I didn't. I thought I uploaded it. Hi, this is a video I did of Homeland Cemetery. Some of you may have seen it, some of you may not. We're going to end the show with this. Stay out of trouble, stay Southern, and keep up the good fight. Have a good day, all. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.